The Roaring Twenties. The 1920s were known as a time of dramatic social and political change. America was transitioning from a more rural population to an urban one. Many viewed the shift in culture, such as the flapper girls and speakeasies that dominated the decade, as an uncomfortable one, and longed for the slower pace of life experienced in previous decades. Women experienced newfound freedom. The 19th Amendment, passed in 1920, gave women the right to vote. Women were also more prevalent in the workplace than ever before. After World War I, many women had lost their jobs, but with the bounce back of the economy in the 1920s, women were able to secure jobs outside of the home. The availability of birth control was also revolutionary, as it gave women more control over the size of their families. More disposable income led to a mass culture. People spent more money on consumer goods, such as ready-to-wear clothes, home appliances such as vacuums and electric refrigerators, radios, and most importantly, automobiles. For example, in 1929, there was one car on the road for every 5 Americans. While many people were experiencing newfound freedoms, other freedoms were taken away. Prohibition was passed in 1920 as the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, which made the production and sale of alcohol illegal in the U.S. With people living in close quarters in cities, the convergence of cultures and conflicts over values became more pronounced. Black culture became more visible through the popularity of jazz and blues music. In response, hate groups such as the KKK grew dramatically to combat the shift in culture. Organized crime groups became very powerful through prohibition, as gangsters such as Al Capone became more involved in the underground liquor trade. The U.S. saw growth like never before as the economy bounced back from World War I and spending was at an all-time high. The best way to summarize the historical context of the 1920s was that it was a decade of growth, transition, opulence, and indulgence.